वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतं मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यभिमः योगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ समाधानं किं चित्त एकाग्रता। I deliberately made a part. Chitta ekagrata. It says chitta ekagrata. So samadhanam, chitta ekagrata, focusing the mind on one thing is very much essential for the knowledge, because the subject matter being very subtle thing, subtler than the subtlest. Anoho aniyan. There is at one place defining the Atma, it is said Anoho aniyan. Even anu means a subtle thing. And so which is of the very less dimension is called anu. So Anoho aniyan, even it is subtler than the anu, subtler than the subtlest, one can say. Anyway, so you need to have a focus. If one doesn't have focus, the chances are futile. I mean, it will not work. You may get some knowledge, well, for academic information. Yeah, chitta ekagrata. What is chitta ekagrata? Oh, that is called samadhanam. It is sadhan chatushtayam, etc., etc. Then do you have it? No, I don't have it. So it's not going to work. So very essential, and the means I have of course told you, this is a qualification. To gain this qualification, there are means, but the best is upasana, meditation. Meditation on Ishvara brings this kind of a thing. And that too, there are two things involved. There is when you do meditation centered on Ishvara keeping in, mind all the time, in various thought frames. If Ishvara is there, even Manas Puja also is one of that means to bring the focus. So entire Manas Puja, varieties of the upacharas are there, varieties of thoughts are there, but in the center of all the thoughts, the object is just Ishvara. That is called meditation. Need not be a single thought, just get blocked. No, it won't be. That's not healthy thing, and it won't be there also. Anyway, so chitta ekagrata is mentioned here because people have a difficulty in keeping the mind in one track of thinking. So mind's nature is to move all the time, and in fact, if it has to go, only then it can know the things. It goes, as I go in various places, various subject matter, you also move along with. Means your mind moves. That's how you are able to understand the things. And therefore, when it moves, then it is not a focusing on one thing, it looks like. But it so says here when it moves, but you need to have the capacity to bring it back. That's called samadhana. Let it move. But when you need it, then you can bring it back. Well, that's enough. If you can bring the mind back to the particular subject matter, let us say, well, then you have a samadhana. So everyone has this chitta ekagrata. They call it concentration also. Even the meditation also is sometimes called concentration meditation. And in the concentration meditation is all these things fall. Manas Puja, and that particular upachara also in a Manas Puja also is considered as a concentration meditation, because like you are offering flowers. When you offer flowers, you deliberately do a very elaborate, this kind of a upachara in the mind. And completely at the level of mind, not even at, when you are uttering the names also, that utterance also should be mental. Yeah, not even movement of any lips, etc. No movements. So everyone has this chitta ekagrata, capacity of the mind to to keep in a given track. And so that complaint that I have no concentration is of no use, because you have. Where we, especially in a Sanskrit, suppose, this is just an example, like in a Sanskrit I don't have concentration. So when I start reading a book, Swamiji, I don't have any concentration, and so my mind moves from the subject matter. If it is a subject matter is a Sanskrit, let's say. Example. But then I said, if you are reading a book of a novel, let us say, or you are reading a particular book of the author of which you like very much, then what? No, then I'm able to concentrate on the. People finish in one sitting, whole book. There are people who finish in one sitting. 300 pages, 400 pages book, they could finish in one sitting. So they have concentration. And the same person comes to Swami and complains, I have no concentration. Mind has a concentration, but not in the subject matter which Swami tells. In that he doesn't have a concentration. That's the only thing. I mean, so far Ishvara is concerned, well, no concentration. Not for even a moment I can keep. But so far as detective stories, Arthur Conan Doyle or something, Sherlock Holmes, I think, the detectives. And well, that such authors are there. Well, I like this author, and whatever his book is, I will definitely read in one setting. So suppose you are reading something about a topic which you like, or the book which, like this I told you, the author of that book, you love the author, then definitely you have the concentration. So one has a concentration, only it's a question of focusing. I mean, in Sanskritam, etc., you also should develop a certain liking, and then definitely, if you are able to understand cognitively, intellectually, if you are able to understand it, and then you start liking it, then your mind will remain on that. That's the only thing we can say in this, because everybody has as such a concentration. It's a question of discovering a certain attraction for the subject matter, basically. And so one has to discover it. And that's how in Vedanta, for, like, so far as this is concerned, the subject matter is moksha, etc. If I could discover that every moment what I am seeking in my life is moksha only, and all other efforts, all other pursuits are useless, and I should not pay much attention to that, I should pay attention to the knowledge. Knowledge can give moksha. All this is clear to you. Then this subject matter also becomes a matter of attraction. Then you will not have the complaint of a concentration. You will automatically have this qualification. And because it's already there. Even samadhi also, I have told you, right? Samadhi, nirvikalpa samadhi is not a something which is beyond my experience. Nirvikalpa samadhi I have. That capacity of a mind I have. Pertaining to Atma, Anatma, etc., I may not be having that nirvikalpa samadhi, but I am definitely having when I watch a cricket movie or a soccer game. I have that. I get totally absorbed into the thing. Whole thing, totally I am resolved into the game. I don't have a awareness of a time. I don't have awareness of a place where I am sitting and watching. That also gone. Time gone. Time, place, and you are the seer, and you are seeing this game. There is no difference between the two. You totally resolve. That's called vikalpa. Vikalpa means that the duality, or these are the seer-sin duality. It's called vikalpa. Seer-sin duality resolves along with time and place. Everything resolves. As if you are in the soccer game. Yeah. You are not a seer of the watcher of the soccer game. You are player. Wow. Ho gaya. So the object, subject, object division has gone. In India, we have, very much, they are fond of cricket. And India has come to final several times in one-day games. And therefore, like here, soccer, etc., some final match is going on, and suppose the US is going to be, I have heard that in US there are several teams of a soccer, and then you like a particular team and it has appeared in the final, and last few minutes are left over, and you are waiting for the, that goal, etc. Well, your position would be such that as if you are a player, and you are going to hit it like that. So in cricket also people feel, I should play a sixer, and then we will win, like that. So you resolve. When subject-object division resolves, along with the time and space also, that's also vikalpa. That's called nirvikalpa. Nirvikalpa. I am there, but no division. I am there, but with no division, non-dual. Well, and you find ecstasy in this samadhi. So, nirvikalpa samadhi also is not something beyond my experience. Yes, with respect to Atmanatma, etc., or with respect to Ishvara, etc., I don't have that kind of a capacity. That's one other thing. And so, if you discover this for attraction for this, and you get involved into it, and then you begin to understand also, then it will bring definitely concentration. So two things are required. This subject matter and me, the connection should be very clear. The subject matter and the one who pursues this particular subject matter, knowledge, let's say, that connection must be clear in your mind. Then slowly you will get involved in it. And once you get involved, you will understand also. And once you start understanding, it will bring concentration. So this is called samadhana. Well, then someone says that Swamiji, if I have a concentration, why when I am chanting Ishvara's name, some japa, mantra, why my mind moves away? If you say you have a concentration, it's not something unusual for you. You have experienced your concentration of a mind you have experienced in different field, but you have experienced. Then why, while doing japa, why my mind moves away? As if there is no concentration. It goes all over. So we say, the first statement Swami does is, it's the nature of mind to go all over. So please don't complain about the mind goes all over. It's a nature, and it should not be stagnant. Otherwise you will not be able to know anything. So because it is moving, you are able to know various things because the mind goes and picks up that particular thing, and that's how when mind gets a mode of that particular object, definitely you will know. If mind does not become of thought, if I could not form a thought, my mind doesn't form a thought of this clip, I will not know the clip. Right? So even though sometimes eyes are here, but mind is somewhere else, then I may not be able to know. Therefore, definitely mind has to form a varieties of the thoughts pertaining to the objects. Depending upon the objects, it has to form a corresponding thought also. So mind has to go to that place, contact the object, etc. is there. And then so that's how mind moves all over. And that's how you know varieties of the things. And that's a healthy thing. That's a healthy thing. Very much healthy. Like a restless monkey is a healthy monkey. And simply sitting monkey is not a healthy monkey. Simply sitting Swami is a healthy, but simply sitting monkey is not a healthy, and definitely not. Puja Swamiji always talks about simply sitting Swami. Means with no agitation in the mind. It's a very, very big accomplishment, by the way. Anyway, so our mind should not be a stagnant. Then only we will be able to know everything. But the thought frame must be momentary. So therefore, different kinds of thoughts are there. like the frame in a movie film. So you are able to see the whole movie. You get the whole idea but the movie also has a varieties of the frames keep moving. Same way thoughts also are called frames of a mind which keeps moving, and you will be able to know varieties of the things. And Pujya Swamiji gives an example also, unlike example. Unlike example is Polaroid, in which one thing is just there in a Polaroid, In India we used to have one kind of a box, and the person comes in that with a four-wheel, that kind of a lorry kind of a thing, or a hand cart, yeah. That's the word here, right? Yeah. So in a hand cart he comes with a big thing, and in that there are holes, and through the holes you have to see. Then he'll say, chalo, the Taj Mahal, please see the Taj Mahal, please see the Ganges, please see this, please see that. Like that he is little, but he will keep it for some time so that all will be able to see. So not constantly moving. So unlike Polaroid, in which, or unlike this kind of a thing, in which the particular frame will be kept for some time and then it will move. So unlike examples are there. We should know this. There are like examples. Generally examples are given to show a certain similarity between this and that. But there are examples which are unlike. We call it as a Vyatireka Drishtanta. Drishtanta means example. Vyatireka means totally different kind of a opposite example, even to make understand this thing. Anyway, so it goes on taking pictures, this Polaroid, and mind perceives just a motion. So mind has to move is okay. We are telling the person who is complaining. But why should it not chant? When I want to chant, if you are asking, then we say, whenever the mind moves, then definitely you bring it back. Not during day, but sit at one place in a meditation, and mind will definitely move because it's its nature. So varieties of the thought frames will occur also, correct? And at other times you should allow in a waking state. But when you are sitting in a meditation, then definitely you bring it back. To move, I'm moving away from a particular thing, like a Ishvara, etc., is natural for the mind. So don't complain. But if you bring it back all the time, during the period of a meditation, that's one which will be able to give you samadhanam, or the focusing of the mind in course of time. That's how meditation helps. So moving away is natural, but if you don't bring it back, then there is no meditation. Your attempt to bring it back is a meditation. And that is what, but this particular definition, from where you have brought, because Bhagavan talked in 6th chapter in 26th verse, yato yato nischarati tatastato niyamyaitata. Yataha nischarati. This mind, yataha, from one place to other place. Nischarati means it goes. Tatastataha, from that particular place. Tatastataha niyamyaitata. Niyamya. You bring it back. And that is called meditation. That's the Lakshana has been given by Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita. So this is Chitta Ekagrata Samadhana. There is another definition also Pujya Swamiji has given. Samadhanam can also be taken as a mind which is not interested in too many things, which is not interested in multitask. That's also called samadhana. Because in current society there is always a trend that at a single time you should be able to do varieties of the things. But that's called multitasking. But then basically that's a habit which is not helpful for the study. So you need to have a samadhanam, and that is considered here as a value and qualification. I mean, basically, if you want to focus on one thing, you should have a vairagya or a dispassion for other things. And that dispassion should be born of a discrimination for the things. That what is most important for you is this and not that. If you are able to discriminate that way, that will bring a dispassion for those things, And then definitely in your mind, there will be a focus. You will be able to, do a task of study, etc. at a time. That's called samadhana. So I should understand that what is my occupation, what is main occupation, predominant occupation for me, I should know. Well, then also your mind will not move in varieties of direction. And there are people, there are sadhakas, there are people who have a single task now, shravanam, etc. They keep doing. Whether they have taken sannyasa or not, for sannyasa this kind of samadhanam is very essential. But other people also, even though they are grihasthas, etc., but they have that kind of a thing in their mind, and they are able to take up a single task of listening, etc. One pursuit in their mind, and for that whatever the means are there, they will be able to employ also. So this is samadhanam's another definition also. Then we'll go ahead. Mumukshutvam kim moksho me bhuyat iti ichha. So it is the desire, iti ichha. It is the desire. What? Moksho me bhuyat, may I get freedom, may I get moksha. That's a desire in a person. So mumukshu is a person who wants moksha, we know that very well. Jignasu is a person who wants knowledge. Like that there are words. So these are called desideratives. So there is desideratives, suffixes are there. When you add, it will show the desire. Basically, jignasu, mumukshu. Then bubukshu also is there. Desire to eat is called, the one who has a desire to eat is called bubukshu. One who has a desire to know is called, this is a very whole series of things are there. You have to add just that suffix to the root, and then it will carry the meaning of the root along with that desire. So jignasu, so gnya root is there, means to know. From that jnanam, etc. has come. And then you add this suffix, and then you will get a meaning. You will get a word first, and that's called jignasu. From root gnya, by adding suffix, you got jignasu, and the meaning is one who is desirous of knowledge. One who desires knowledge, like let's say. So this is how it is. So here, mumukshu, one who desires moksha. Or one who is desirous of moksha, whatever. Anyway, so moktum ichchuhu, mumukshu. Actually, Puja Swamiji said this once, I remember. The much is a root. That's in sixth conjugation. Means to release, to make free. And there is another root in the first conjugation called moksha. Root is moksha. But it takes a guna and becomes moksha. Moksha is a root. And the meaning of that is to make free also. So, mumukshu can have been made from moksha root also, or it could be from muncha root also, sixth conjugation, whatever it may be. So, moktum ichchuhu is mumukshuhu. He is the one who really understands what he wants in life. We have seen very elaborately when we did that viveka, etc., and purushartha viveka we did, then we came to know that he is a person who knows that through any other pursuits in life, basically he wants freedom. I want freedom. I don't want any other thing. Even though it apparently looks that I want a thing. That's how I want to have a pursuit of happiness. I have pursuit of security, etc. Or I have pursuit of getting married, punya papa, etc., dharma. But basically I am seeking freedom from insecurity, freedom from unhappiness, sorrow, etc. Basically I want a freedom only. That's what we have discussed, this kind of a thing, when we discussed all this thing. And therefore now he is a person who understands that what he wants in life, that is freedom, it's very clear to him. When the desire of freedom is the predominant one, then all other desires other than that will automatically subsist, becomes secondary. And such a person who has that desire of only freedom or moksha, that person is called mumukshu. And the status of his mind is called mumukshutvam. Right? Tvam is ness. And I told you, ness. And that is abstract now. So this has been shown here. I mean, his viveka is so complete that moksha only has become the main pursuit, and everything else, dharma, etc., becomes subserve. Because you know that he really doesn't pursue artha, but he pursues moksha. He doesn't pursue actually a kama, but he pursues moksha. And that is how other things become then less predominant in his life. So such a person is mumukshu, and the status of his mind is called mumukshutvam. So it is not just a desire for moksha. No. It may be out of curiosity also. That this jnanam gives moksha, then there is a curiosity. Let us pursue it. That's not this kind of a thing. Mumukshutvam is not that kind of a thing. But then, as I told you, his whole mind is full. I mean, everyone's mind is full of desires. One of that is even moksha. Suppose, he is not a mumukshu. He is not. There are many desires. Okay, let's have, they say this Vedanta jnanam gives you moksha. Oh, okay, let's pursue. Okay, and then pursue wealth and this and that. That also. Everything. He is not a mumukshu. Mumukshu means, the person who has done viveka, etc. And for him, for other pursuits, there is a vairagyam definitely as outcome. And now only single desire which is most predominant in his life is, I want freedom. So such a person is mumukshu, and the status of his mind with that single desire is... So Swamiji, he will not have any kind of desire. He will not have a desire to eat, drink. No, I'm not talking that. But the predominant desire in terms of pursuits, he has a single pursuit. No other pursuits. These are other pursuits are subserving, or they are just for, livelihood, etc. Even he may pursue money also. Person may be doing a job. People who will have really mumukshu, they may be doing a job and getting monthly salary, and he is seeking salary. Yeah. So he is definitely having the artha pursuit, but he knows that this artha or the wealth, etc., is not able to give me security. It cannot make me freedom. It cannot give me freedom from insecurity. And therefore, I want just a freedom from insecurity that is only possible through the knowledge of Atma, etc. And that kind of a thing. And so that way in his mind, predominantly, is only desire of moksha. He is called moksha. That's the difference between the two. There are many people, in a single group. This is just by the way, Swamiji sometime, Puja Swami just reveals sometime like this. So even there are 100 people. Then they say, oh Swamiji, you have so many mumukshus and all. Swamiji say, I am taking class for 6 or 7 people. Could you follow what I am saying? They know everything. So let other people also will get that. What happens is, if you keep doing the shravanam, etc., you may have other pursuits predominant in your life, but with the help of the shravanam, the effect will be slowly moksha comes to the predominance, other pursuits become secondary. And there are several people who are pursuing varieties of the thing and also pursuing moksha also by attending classes, etc. But in course of time it happens so that now they have a single pursuit called moksha. They don't want any other thing. So that way, now he has become a real mumukshu. Real mumukshu, no, but he has become mumukshu. Real mumukshu, no, unreal mumukshu is not. But he has become a mumukshu. And his status of mind is mumukshutvam. Moksho me bhuyat iti tivra ichha. An intense desire, not leading to unhappiness. Intense desire, not leading to agitative mind. There are people who said, when will I get moksha? When will I get moksha? Well, then the moksha will remain away from the person. Because moksha is my nature, basically. I am a liberated person. I should know. So have a patience. Not moksha is somewhere else and you will be, kept away. Somebody will take it away and you will be devoid of that. It's not that. It's your nature. And therefore, if it is your nature, it cannot go anywhere. Other than you, everything can go. Other than yourself, everything can go. You cannot go anywhere. Even if you want to escape from yourself, people, they do. People do. They want to escape from themselves. But they can't. Because one who wants to escape, he is the oneself. You cannot get away with yours. Cannot escape from yourself. And therefore, better understand that. You are a liberated person. You are limitless. But how can you say? How can you say? If I am limitless, I should experience it. That's what I said. You have experienced. You have experienced and you are experiencing even if you don't want. In terms of experience, there is no dearth. There is no dearth of experience of non-duality, fullness. There is a dearth of knowledge of what I experience. There is a dearth of knowledge. In terms of experience, I have everyday experience in waking, in dream, and in dream also sometimes I get an ecstasy. As if I have met a person after 15 years. I could not meet in waking state, so I fulfilled the wish in dream. I met that person. He came out of the airport and we met and we embraced and ecstasy. I met the person. Or like a mom may be having, that kind of a desire to meet his son. His son has not gone back to India for so many years, even though they talk on that video conference and everything, but he wants to see in person. She wants to see. Especially, father may not have that kind of, you are happy? Do you want money? No, I don't want money. Okay, your mom wants to talk. Have you seen that? Generally, somehow, males cannot chat for a long. But mom wants to know everything. Beta, what did you eat today? What you have made? Are you able to? What are the people to? What are your roommates? Who are your roommates? This, that, everything she will ask. Is there the cold there? Is there a snowfall? This, that. Have you enough clothes? Have you gone to shop and buy it? Etc. So many things. That's how it is. That's how it is. Anyway, the thing is basically this. What I was saying is this moksha, regarding this moksha. I got entangled in that mom. So this mumukshutvam it reveals the whole person, basically. So it's because as if each cell is desirous of a moksha. But one should not have that kind of agitation, definitely. Then you will be away, and since it is your nature, relax. Just relax. The relaxation is a first qualification in my eye. Relaxation. So far as this pursuit is concerned. Wealth, etc. is there. Well, you may have the anxiety that you may get, may not get. But this is a pursuit where relaxation is the most important thing. Most important. Anyway, so moksha is not like anything else. Any other pursuit of moksha is linked to the pursuit of moksha by that person. I have told all these things. And so a mumukshu is one who has literally undergone a change. And why I discuss again is, Swamiji compares it with like a person who has changed and become a devotee. Same way, this person who was pursuing various other pursuits has now converted himself to a mumukshu. Like a person who discovered a love for Ishvara, etc., becomes a devotee. When he knows the role of Ishvara in his life, he becomes a devotee. Right? And then whatever he does, first he is a devotee and then other thing. Very beautiful thing. So now earlier he was a father, but now he is a devotee and a devotee father. Because devotee is a main thing. That is the core of the thing. Because that's the only relationship one cannot get away from. In all the janmas, the relationship with the parents will die. Once the body goes, well, the relationship goes with all the people, including parents. But relationship with Ishvara cannot go. This janma, next janma, next janma, next janma. You are all the time connected to Ishvara. So you discover that, awareness of your relationship with the Ishvara. You become a devotee. That's called devotee. So then that's a core person. Devotee is a core person. And then he becomes, in transaction, he becomes a father, mother, etc. Same way, this person now, earlier he was a person with different pursuits. Now he has discovered that Vivek, Vairagya, etc. He has discovered that he wants only moksha. So the person has now become just a mumukshu. Like that is a core person. Core person is what? He wants freedom. And therefore, now that mumukshu, whatever he does, a transaction, but that mumukshutvam, his status of mind will remain at the back of the mind. And therefore, in all other activities are there, he may do it all. Like he has a family. He may fulfill many duties. But in one corner of his mind, this desire will keep haunting the person that I want moksha, I want moksha. And at time comes, he may drop other duties and he pursues knowledge, etc. to fulfill the desire. So that is called mumukshutva. The person whose status of mind is moksho me bhuyat. Let me gain moksha. So, and so means you have to choose. It seems because moksho me bhuyat iti ichha. That's a desire. That let me gain moksha. Means you have to choose. Definitely. And other than compared to other pursuits. And it's a choice where the pursuit, and it's a choice that the pursuit begins for that. So you have to choose the moksha. But the basic thing remains is that the moksha is my nature. I have not to gain moksha. I have not to gain moksha. I am moksha swarupa. I am not having any kind of a bondage is moksha. That's the thing. I am not having any kind of a limitation is moksha. Dropping the limitations. Swamiji, you cannot drop the limitations if they are real. Yes? Dropping the notion that I am a limited being is a moksha. Yeah. You cannot drop the limitation if it is my nature. I cannot drop. Well, then limitations are there. Yeah, they are there. Limitations centered on the self, they are not there. Limitations centered on the non-self, they are there. And they are there. They will be there. They were there. They will be there. That's why, but somebody can become, even at the level of a physical level, one can become limitless. Impossible. Impossible. Time limitation is there. You have a birth date. Limitation is there. But I can live long. 200 years. Let directly from 60, 70 years, let's make 200 years. Limited. Other physical limitations are there. When you grow old, you start bending. So then more than 100 years, you slowly become a circle. And like a circle, because the head goes down. Now slowly start touching the feet. And more number of years means you become a circle. And then you will have to find your head where exactly it is inside. You don't want this kind of a body. You don't want. So ultimately, the limitations pertaining to the body will be there. And that I don't mind also. If it pertains to the body. No, but it pertains to the self. Self is a body. Abba. Then that you cannot accept. Centered on self, there are no limitations, and still you feel a limitation. Well, that's a notion. That is a notion. That's an error. Limitation centered on somewhere else. You take it on yourself. Movement of earth, you take it on sun, and then get confusion. Well, you have to resolve the confusion through discrimination, discriminative inquiry, etc. Chalo, we'll go ahead. Etat sadhana chatushayam tatah tattva vivekasya adhikarinah bhavanti. So, etat sadhana chatushayam, this is fourfold means. Etat, what we have described, viveka, vairagya, samadhi, shatka, sampatti, and mumukshutvam. Etat, this is fourfold sadhana chatushayam. This is fourfold means. Tataha, thereafter, tattva vivekasya adhikarina bhavati. Matlab, consequent to gaining these qualifications. Tataha means after, thereafter means what? Consequent to gaining these fourfold qualifications, tattva vivekasya adhikarinah bhavanti, they become qualified persons for the discriminative knowledge or inquiry of the truth. Tattva means the truth, we have seen that. Tattva is called truth. Tasya bhavaha tattvam, that's how they say. Tasya bhavaha. So, tat could be any object, you see. That I think I have now not told. This is an object. I can say as tat. Tat is a pronoun basically. A pronoun is a proxy noun. And if it is a proxy noun, it can be used for anything. Right? When I say he can be even Trump or he. He can be the Swami, he can be something else also. So, any bird which is male bird, I can say he, suppose, I don't know. So I can use he, is a pronoun, proxy. It's a proxy for any noun. That's called pronoun. And therefore, tat could be anything. And tasya bhavaha, tat, the bhavaha means the swabhavaha. Swabhava means the truth, essence. Bhavaha means essence, truth. The truth of that, and that can be anything. So means truth of anything. Yeah. Truth of anything. Anything means what? Truth of jiva, individual. Truth of Ishvara, truth of the world is one. That's called Tattva. Essence of jiva, essence of Ishvara, essence of Jagat, world, is Tattva. Atma of individual, Atma of Ishvara, Atma of the world is called Tattva. Either you say essence, you say truth, you say Atma, same thing. You say Swarupam, you say Swabhava. In Sanskritam, these are the words they use. Here, instead of Swabhava, Bhavaha. Bhavaha means Swabhava, Swarupam. Tat plus Tvam is equal to Tattvam, right? Tvam is a ness. That is ness. That's a Bhavaha. So, it possesses that essence of anything. And that is Tattva. Ultimately, for Atma is a truth of everything. Ultimately, Atma is the essence of everything, Jiv Jagat Ishvara. Atma is a truth of everything, you can say. Anyway, so Tattva Vivekasya Adhikarino Bhavanti, they become qualified person for the discriminative knowledge of the truth. Etat sadhana chatushayam, so this is fourfold means, Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadama, etc. up to Mumukshutvam. And you see here, Viveka Vairagya is okay. Then Mumukshutvam also is a status of a mind. Then they should have at least included in Samadhi Shatka Sampatti. Because Shamaha also Mano Nigraha, Damaha, Indriya Nigraha, etc. it has come. Ultimately all are related to the Samadhanam, also Chitta Egagrata. Then Mumukshutvam also is pertaining to the mind. Why are you mentioning separately Mumukshutvam? Right? Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi, Shatka Sampatti, Mumukshutvam. But you include Mumukshutvam in Sampatti. Instead of Shatka, you have to say Saptaka. Sevenfold wealth of a mind. No, Mumukshutvam is separate because that has been mentioned in Vivek Chudamani. See, what happened is Shankaracharya narrated in all qualifications. Then somebody raised a question. You have described Viveka, Vairagya, and then Shama, Dama, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhanam, and Mumukshutvam. I don't think I have any of it. Right? So at least tell me one thing. I cannot acquire everything because I don't have any of that. So at least tell one thing to me which I can acquire, and then slowly, like Maggi noodles, everything gets along with. Slowly they also come. One thing you should tell. Then Acharya has described this thing in Vivek Chudamani, that you should have a mumukshutva. If you are asking me, what is single qualification which is most important, which if I acquire, then I can gain other things also. Well, mumukshutva. Moksho me bhuyaditi tivra ichha. If that is there, other things will automatically come, like noodles. It will come. They will come. That's what this. But then that other person has asked. But suppose instead of one, please tell me, give me two options. That mumukshutvam, but that is not there. Then what else? Then Acharya said mumukshutvam and vairagyam. If these two things you have, then even in a less measure, don't worry. But these two things are there, or try to cultivate these two qualifications. Not two, one, then mumukshutvam. Give me one option, vairagyam. That has been described in Vivek Chudamani. Initially only, maybe 12th verse or 13th verse, something like that. So mumukshutvam is mentioned separately because it's so important that if it is not clubbed with other, to show it's important, it has been mentioned separately. Bodha Swamiji gives an example of like a person who wants to do a PhD. So he has one thing in his mind, that I want to have a PhD. Well, once that is there, then other things he makes himself equipped with varieties of the things in order entrance test and everything, whatever. So same way, if you have a desire for moksha, you will equip yourself with all this vairagya and shama, dhamma, etc., indriya nigraha, everything. For that you will try to equip, and thereby you will gain everything. So a person can have a shama, dhamma, etc. without being a mumukshu. And if mumukshutvam is not there, where is the question of gaining moksha? Because the desire for moksha itself is not there. Person may be self-disciplined person. There are people who are self-disciplined. There are yogis also who are very self-disciplined person. They have indriya nigraha, damaha. They have mano nigraha also, shamaha. Everything is there. Even focusing the mind also they could do, samadhanam. Everything they have. But mumukshutvam is not there. You want moksha? What moksha? I don't want any moksha. I'm fine. He says he is fine, but the limitations are there. And in your awareness, you are limited, you are not going to accept. That is what we say. That's what we say. Something is not well with me. All is not well with me. Not something. All is not well with me. Well, that kind of a thing, restlessness. In a small degree also will continue. All is not well with me. Some dissatisfaction will remain. I am using, in English may not be there like this, remain. But I am using, it will remain. Only that dissatisfaction goes in a moment of joy or when you go to sleep. That's all. You are aware of yourself as a person, having body-mind sense complex, and still you are not restless. Impossible. These limitations are going to haunt a person. Limitations of a body, since body is considered as a self, is going to haunt. And if it is not haunting for a time being, well, that's a moment where you are in a joy. You are in a joy and still a restlessness is there, cannot be. So either of that has to be dropped. Right? In a moment of joy, there is no restlessness. There is no dissatisfaction. There is all fullness. Therefore, Mumukshutvam is the main thing that's your standard, that's your norm you want to achieve. So Shamadama can be there, and without Mumukshu then this you won't strive for moksha, etc. So if you want moksha, Mumukshutvam is must. Shamadama could be chalta hai, it will come. Don't worry, it will come. Have an intense desire for moksha without bringing agitation in your mind. But then agitation will be there because I want. Yeah, what you want, that's what you are. So please settle. That's what you are. More the agitation, more you go away from yourself. Therefore, have that much a conviction. Intellectually, you should be able to convince yourself that what I want in my life is myself. Therefore, this kind of a thing will definitely, such a mumukshutvam if is there, intense desire is there, other things will come. And so one who has this fourfold qualification is adhikari. That's what they say. Tattva vivekasya adhikarinah bhavanti. They are adhikari, eligible student. And it is this eligibility on the part of student that makes Vedanta pramana very fruitful. When you become a adhikari, when you are qualified, then Vedanta gets a status of a pramana. Till then it won't. Till then it may happen so. If you are not adhikari, then Vedanta is not able to fulfill the promise of moksha. Person may say, Vedanta, I have learned Vedanta everything, and but I did not understand, and that I am Brahman, etc. And therefore Vedanta is not a pramana. I have pursued Vedanta for several years, but I did not understand what is this. Other than Brahman, I have understood everything. I have two things I have not understood, Swamiji. There are two things I have not understood. What two things? One is that Satyam, Satyam, Satyam. It's Satyam, Satyam, Satyam. And other is that Mithya, Mithya, Mithya. Other than these two things, I have understood everything. Like, I have heard Valmiki Ramayana for 1 week, sitting in front of a one person, Kathakara, who was talking about Valmiki Ramayana, 3 hours a day, for 7 days. And then last day I asked a question. Sir, I have one question. What? Who is this Rama and who is this Ravana? That much I did not understand. I understood every other thing. So then that person, the speaker, says, Ravana is not there in this Ramayana. In your front, whoever is sitting is a Ravana. Because he has not understood Rama and Ravana, whoever. So same way you have understood everything in Vedanta after 10 years, but two things you have not understood. One is that Satyam, other is Mithya. Well, and therefore, Swamiji, I did not understand Brahma Satyam. Anyat Sarvam Mithya. That I don't understand. And therefore, for moksha, I will have to do something else. So Vedanta has not got a status of means of knowledge. Always a means of knowledge is open. It will generate knowledge. Only you have to get qualified. After getting qualification, if you are exposed to Vedanta, and suppose that knowledge should not take place, till it will take place. That is how the means of knowledge are. Every time whenever I went to Bombay, I always wish that I should not get that foul smell of fish from the fish market. But I had to pass through. And whatever I do, the knowledge of smell, foul smell, takes place. I can't help, really. This is what my own experience I'm telling you. So means of knowledge are there, object is there, definitely knowledge takes place. Object is nothing but the subject here, which is all the time available. All the time available. The very swarupa of a seeker is available. Means of knowledge is there, teacher is there, this is there, everything is there. Knowledge should take place. Doesn't take place. Qualification. Not qualified. That's the only thing. And then it says, well, one who has gaining this fourfold qualification, they become adhikari, eligible, qualified student, Tataha. After that, Tattva Viveka Adhikarinaha Bhavanti. Qualified for what? Tattva Viveka. Could you remember that word, Tattva Viveka? Inquiry, discriminative inquiry about what is true. Discriminative. Why discriminative inquiry? Is there any other inquiry? Yeah. That's how we have used the word adjective we've used for that. There is a simple inquiry also. Need not be discriminative inquiry. When simple inquiry leads to knowledge, when the object is totally unknown, then simple inquiry. But object is known and object is not known. Confusion, well, discriminative inquiry. That's what it is. Because Atma is known also. I am a conscious being. Who doesn't know? Everyone. Right? Everyone knows. A person who is totally illiterate knows he is a conscious being. So he knows himself. But I am just a consciousness and the truth of everything. Well, that is not known. So you know Atma and you don't know Atma also. Confusion. In absence of not knowing the nature of Atma, you take something as Atma. That's more confusion. Since you don't know that really earth is moving, then you take the movement on the sun and you say that the sun rises in the east and goes to the west, etc. Well, that's a confusion. That's a confusion. So, basically, Viveka is necessary where there is a confusion. Discrimination is essentially, it should be there. That movement does not belong to the sun, movement belongs to the earth. What belongs to what, you give it to that. That's all. I am a human being. Well, a human being belongs to the body. Give that qualification to the body. Keep it I am. That's all. Keep I am. Just keep I am. Yeah. Well, that I am is the truth of everything. It's a discrimination between Atma and Atma, etc., self, non-self. And so author himself has introduced this Tattva Viveka, and now he asks the question, what is Tattva Viveka? What is this discriminative inquiry? Very beautiful, and we'll just read it and stop it. Tattva Viveka kaha Atma Satyam Tadanyat Sarvam Mithya iti. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.